Hello everyone, Ron here from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. Please join us as we're in Florida camping for the winter. In this video, we tackle yet another DIY project as we replace the awning on our Jayco fifth wheel camper. But we can't take all the credit. We had a lot of help from some great friends. Jackie and I are so very happy you're here and excited to get things started, so buckle up and let's hit the road. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've pointed this out before in a previous video. The pinholes right up next to the rig and the awning, all the way down. I think it's happening there because that section of awning, even when rolled up, is in the sun all the time. This awning needs a cleaning. It's needed it for a while, but I'm not going to clean it because we're going to replace it today. So Fonzier, Fonzier, is the name of the company who sent this awning. Friends of ours, James and Susan from New Horizons, set this up. I guess James is right here. He's here to help me. And what, they want to send it to you, and then you already had new awnings, so.
Yeah, we done dealt with them before.
So
they wanted to see if she wanted another one. She said no, but she would donate it.
Okay.
So they sent it to you.
Hey, we'll take a donation. Thank you, James. But Fonzier, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Fonzier is the name of the company. And this is what came with the kit. This is a gray top and a white underside awning. And it has a light strip. It's a battery-powered light strip in this package. Comes with an adhesive strip, so you can mount the battery pack to the side of the rig. This looks like a patch. Just in case we need a patch, it is. It's the same material. So obviously you would patch it from the underside should you need to patch it. These are for pulling down the awning, I would imagine. If you want to install these on each side so you can pull it down and have a lower position. And comes with a light strip installation instructions and a awning installation instructions. It was packaged nicely in this Fonzier box, and it's made in China, but it seems high quality. We're going to get started. The first thing we did was put some tie strips up here on each side so the gas springs don't unload on us when we take it apart. The next thing I'm going to do is go up there and take the screws out that hold the awning. I'll show you that when we get up there. Can you reach in there or no?
Yeah, but I'm just sitting here thinking.
Okay. We're going to have to unplug. That's what Jim's reaching for the plug now. That'll unplug the motor. The motors for these Dometic awnings are inside the tube, so it's on this end, and the power enters this end. Ours already has a light strip that's underneath the mount, so that'll stay there when we pull the awning. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you about it. So right now, James is taking out the screws on the right side here, which would be the front end of the RV, that hold the awning in place. So like James did on the other side, I'm going to remove this screw here. There were two of them on that side. Right in the grass.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure gravity was still working.
Is it?
It seems to be working fine. Here. Thank you. All right. Okay, right now, I've got this bolt out of here as well. We're gonna pick both ends up. James is down the other side. We're gonna pick both ends up and pull it right off. So this whole piece will be in my hand. Before we do that, James, I had to put a pick in here to keep this. There's a spring in here, or else this whole thing will unwind. I almost forgot. As planned, James worked from that end. I was here. We ended up just lifting the mechanism out of the arms, just popped right up with those 1/4-inch bolts that we took out on each end from the front here. Once you have those out, you can lift that whole thing out of there. And then we just rolled the awning down. As you can see, that end used to be up top, as well as that end. The next thing we have to do is we have to drill out these rivets. There's three 3/16" rivets in there. And then we'll pop this whole end off there, motor and all. 3/16" drill. There's one. There's two. There's three. There it is. Whole motor and drive assembly. All right. Set that down here because we have to reuse it. I think we're going to take a little spell here and get some liquid in us. It's going to be 85 today and the sun's right on us here.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm going to pull this tube out of there. Hopefully it comes easy. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. The reason I'm wearing gloves is that thing's hotter than blazes. There. Now, the only thing holding the old awning on is it's still in the slot up there. This air conditioner's dripping on us, but maybe it'll cool us off. So, see how easy that slides out of there. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I don't want the new one getting scratched up by those awning arms. You can see how it's breaking hard over that. There, the old awning's off. Look at that. Now, instead of using masking tape, I'm gonna use some duct tape. Yeah, I think I saw somebody put a pool noodle over it too. One time I watched a video. We'll see how it looks. If it looks bad when we start to do it, I'll get a pool noodle. Do something with that.
Well, I'm gonna be up over the ladder behind you too, holding it up.
Over here?
Yep.
Okay, we've got the new one on top of the old one lined up at this end. And as you can see, we're short. It ends right here. So, new one measures about 14 foot 1 inches. And the old one measures 15 foot 8 inches. So we're short. So Susan's getting a hold of the manufacturer. So in the meantime, we're at a standstill. We'll get back to you. Okay, so I just picked up the replacement awning and I'm gonna get it out of the box and get it measured and make sure this is the one we really need. And we'll go from there. But I will tell you that the deal went down with Fonzier on Monday when they were notified that the awning was short. And here it is Friday and we've got it already. So actually it was delivered yesterday. We were at SeaWorld enjoying ourselves with some family and we couldn't pick it up. So picked it up today being Friday the 3rd. And we'll get her opened up and make sure it's the right one. So rather than measure, what we did was we laid it out beside the roller. You can see here. So we got plenty of room to go either way, but yeah, I think we got the right one here. This is a 17 footer. And it measures out to be about 16 even. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to get that thing on there by my onesies. There's some prep work that needs to be done before we can start putting this awning together. As you can see, we've laid the awning down right next to the roller. Okay, and I've centered the awning on the roller. The reason being is I have to know how much to cut off these tabs. Okay, the tabs that go into the roller. The clear tabs, not the black tab. The black tab goes up top and it doesn't matter. it doesn't matter because you could slide right through and I could cut it off afterwards. But here on the roller, when those pins slide in, or tabs, whatever you're gonna call them, pins, they're gonna bottom out. So I have to cut them off at a length that's appropriate. And I'm gonna go 3 inches. Right now I'm 2.5 inches from here, about 3 inches from here, and I want them to bottom out in there, so they'll slide right inside here and they'll bottom out if I cut them at 3 inches. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna measure 3 inches from the edge of the awning, and I'll make a mark on the pin, on both pins actually. Probably been easier just to cut, but I don't know if you can see that. So there's 3 inches. I'm gonna put a mark. I'm gonna do the same on the other one. Use a pair of side cutters, wire cutters, to snip those off. I'm gonna snip them off just a bit short. Just on the inside edge of the line. That's it. So when we slide those in, should bottom out and be where they're supposed to be. The black pin, the top pin, goes in the top. We're gonna start it over here and we'll slide it all the way in. Now, Jackie's here, but of course, James helped me get it apart, so Jackie's gonna help me put it back together. I've backed the truck up here close, so she can kind of feed that up, hopefully. I might be able to come closer with the truck probably. So she can stand in the back of the truck and feed that up, and I'll also let her use my car wash brush, and she can push up on it if she needs to. All right, we'll see how it goes. So we were struggling so bad, you saw, ended up taking all the clamps off and letting it fall straight, and then it pulled in real easy. Yeah, Jackie just kind of guided it off the back of the truck, and it came in. So it's all in there. The problem is I failed to let the camera know to start recording. Every time I try to tell you what happens, the GoPro stops recording. So I'm not gonna say that anymore. Problem is I forgot to start it. So you didn't get to see us pulling the last bit in, but it went really easy after we took all the clamps off and let it just relax. We're gonna go in because it's 85 degrees out, we're right in the sun as you can see. We're gonna go in and hydrate and get cooled off. Then we'll come out and continue on with the process. So the next step would be to slide the awning over the reel. That's coming up after we take a break. So before we took this apart, we marked which slots were which. So this was a valance slot. The valance would be the little part that hangs down the front, and this is the awning slot A, and that'll be between here and where it's connected up top. So we've got it supported by the ladder behind me. Over here it's supported by the ladder, and Jackie's right there, and she's gonna start those pins into the slots. The reason I'm wearing gloves is it's hotter than blue blazes in the sun touching this. There it is, it started. So she's gonna kind of keep it tight, and I'll back out here. There it goes. Okay. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. There. Okay, now these pins are going to bottom right out in here. Perfect. Perfectamundo. Now we're going to go put the other side together with the motor and everything. One of these pins will pull down and tuck. I can see it, so leave that one a little long, but this is going to be cut off. Probably nip that off, will be enough room. Okay, and this one is going to bend down, but I still need room for the motor to get in there. So I don't know how tight I got to clip it, but right now I'll bend it down. There's a slot. There's a slot at the end of that groove. That's fits in there, and it might be good like that. It might just move out of the way when we put the motor on. So before we disassembled, put a little mark right here on the tube, put a mark on this cover, and put a mark on the drive device, so everything's got to line up. So let's see how easy this is. Ha ha ha. There it goes. Perfect. Should have went in easier than that. I'm just making things harder than there should be. So that's how that goes together. And there's 3 pop rivets I have to put in here to hold that together. All right, pop rivets. There it is. This is not an electric one. This is a squeeze that bastard one. This is a manual one.
Trip to Lowe's coming up.
I don't want to go to Lowe's. It's a Mac tool, but finally, whew. I got 2 more to go. Whoopee! There's that one. Once you've got it seated, going easy at first, it's just expanding. Wow. Huh. Now that first one might have been a stainless. Yeah, and that one was aluminum. They don't have to be stainless. I just grabbed these out of my kit, and obviously I had some stainless ones in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is get the tape and stuff off the top of these supports for the awning. These have to be slid inside of these arms. These arms will go up right where the tape is. So I'll clean the tape residue off the top of the awning arms. And I went and purchased this. I saw this, I can't remember the gentleman's name on YouTube. This clamping tool he used to hold it in place once you roll it. So you get it rolled to where you want it, and you clamp it, and it stays there. So I ran to Lowe's and picked it up because it's a good idea. And I wasn't having much luck without it. So I rolled up to here from the ground, and I put the clamp on it. So now I got to start rolling it up on the ladder. Of course, you have to roll it inward. So this is going to be on top and on the outside all the time. This surface. Got Jacki out here so she can hand this to me.
Handy.
You're handy. Maybe hold the ladder a little bit. Oh, now's your chance, Pooh.
It's on film though.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, you can make it look like an accident. Okay, over on this side, babe. Okay. There. Back in my younger days, I could roll that a little easier. What are you laughing about down there? All right, let's see if I can get it the rest of the way without falling on my butt. And it'd be nice if I fell on my butt, I'd probably fall on my head. Okay. Guess you really, the first click doesn't release it. You gotta really click it. Pull it hard. Got the ladder? Okay. Sorry about the heavy breathing. Hey. So I'm starting this bolt back in there. Not gonna tighten it yet because I gotta get the other side up there. But it'll stay in now. It's finger tight. All right, that's one side. So Jacki's gonna steady the ladder for me and hand me that screw once I get that in there. Or that little 1/4 bolt. Come on, there it is, perfect. Bolt number 2. That's good enough for now. I'll come back up with a impact gun and tighten it down on both sides. That's good. Other side. Gonna clip this one, and then we'll clip the other one. Pull it out of there. So I have to go back up there. If you remember, I put a pin in up here to keep the spring inside from uncoiling. You can see it kind of sticking out this way. So I'll go up there and pull that out. Phew. Got it. So I have to plug the motor in. James unplugged it and he said it was a bear getting in there. So I'm gonna find out right now. And we're getting some sprinkles. A little bit of sun showers here. That's always nice. Yeah, it's short. Maybe I'll grab my needle nose or something. That might help me hold the bottom. He wasn't lying. There's not a lot of extra room there. Okay. Another thing we had to do was take our LED lights down. That mounts in the same track this awning material has to slide into, and it was giving us fits. So we'll see what we can do about that. But they sent a battery powered set we're gonna throw up here too, so I'll keep you posted. So the next thing we have to do is run it in and out a few times, let it find where it wants to be, and just put a few more retainers in. Okay. That worked good. That's rolling right up straight. Okay, I'm happy. I'll go ahead and put the retainers in. And by retainers, I mean some screws that just hold the pins on the camper from sliding one way or the other. That's what's holding the awning. Now on the other end, I already put a screw in one of these holes. I'm gonna do that at this end. It'll go right down through that pin and it won't move. Then we'll be done. When I ran that screw in here, that'll keep that in place and won't let the pin slide left or right. So that'll secure that. Did the same thing on the other end. The awning came with LED lights, and they take 3 AA batteries, and you could tell there's a control box that you have to double side tape to the side of your rig. You can see they have like 8 sequences, different sequences of light activity, and all I have to do, let me go through them, and you gotta cycle through them to shut them off. There. All I have to do is slide this end, okay, the terminated end, through plastic sleeves that are integrated into the awning. So you would start there, run through all the way down through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this awning. And then there's a clip for the last one. You clip right over the plastic. I'll show you. Then I'll run the power lead down here, and I'll double side tape the control maybe here or something. Okay, it's not complicated. We'll get to it. I don't think I got to film the whole thing. I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. Here's the lights in action. Okay. Ran them through those plastic sleeves. Metal clip right there. Okay, there's one at this end. And I put another one at the other end too. You can see that one. And you know, the strip was a little long, so I curled it up and tie wrapped it. And I used some heavy duty clear tape to affix it to the rail. And I used the tape provided. You just have to cut it to size. They send double-sided tape for the box. And you can see the button top left. And that one changes the modes and eventually turns it off. So anyway, it's a done deal. Real easy to install those lights, and they're pretty cool. Yep. Well, Jackie doesn't like to be up on ladders, and I don't want her up on ladders, and so it took a little longer to install than we thought, because you know I lost James there, you know, and other friend just had surgery, a local friend, so back surgery, so I wasn't going to ask him to help. Jackie did a great job. It just took us a bit longer. You know, I did go to Lowe's and bought that clamp, and that made it possible to do. So, and we took a lot of breaks because it was 85 degrees and we're right in the sun, so we took a lot of breaks. And but we got it done. And I recommend, you know, 2 people for sure if you haven't done it before. And you know, be safe. Going up and down ladders isn't always a good thing. It's not for everyone. So Fonzier was kind enough to work with us on this, so you know, I recommend that you contact them for your awning needs. Hopefully your project will go as smooth as ours did. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day, and thanks for watching.